Yo, it's your boy DJ Addy, spinning some code instead of decks tonight. We're live on this creepy Friday, May 9th, 2025, and I'm pumped to dive into some spine-chilling programming. We're going to be using Unity and C# as always, so how about all you beautiful coders and creepers feeling out there? Get your IDEs ready, crank up those dark vibes, and let's build something that'll haunt your dreams. That's right, stay locked in because this is DJ Addy, and we're about to program some nightmares. Yeah, how did I do? How was that? I hope that was good. I hope that was as good for you as it was for me. Yeah, I'm feeling like one of those R&B radio DJs with this background music, though I don't have the voice or the melanin for it, but that's okay because I can pretend. All right. Okay, but it is Friday, May 9th. I already said that, didn't I? I don't have to repeat myself. Why do I need to repeat myself? Let's just let's jump right into it. I bet the music is loud. If Not Sure was here, Not Sure would tell me the music was too loud. So let's crank that down a little bit. Crank it down for me as well. Now tonight, all right, I got to get the R&B DJ voice out of me. I got to get back to my regular voice. And in case you were wondering, AI wrote that script. I think it did a pretty good job, really. DJ Addy live coding. Spinning code instead of tunes, you know. I think it was good, if you ask me. I think I did a good job. All right. So tonight. What are we going to do tonight? Well, if you look here, this is a mess. Like this is a mess of shit that has just been modified and junk that has just been put into place here and there, and it's an absolute nightmare. Oh, Sam White said hi, and then les zéro bout de feu says si France français, parlez-vous français? J'ai parlé un petit français, j'ai tout dit français longtemps, il y a longtemps. That's about all I can say in French. All right. So this mess here, what I want to do is I want to clean it up. I also want to have the scriptable object rusty knife nonsense figured out. So what we're going to do is we're going to use this item data scriptable object, which it still kind of grinds my gears because I still don't quite understand it, but that's okay. And then we have, look at it is, I can do this. Povnich. No, actually, I know it's Greek, but I can't read it. It's a lot. It looks a lot like Cyrillic, like a lot of the P and the P. The P in Cyrillic is the same as the P in Greek, I believe, and stuff like that. But I can't read that name. But he says hello. The Greek. I'm just going to call him the Greek god. He says hello. Hello there, Povnich. I'm going to go with Povnich Paravushkanik. That's your name, Povnich Paravushkanik. But I kind of want to get this scriptable object nonsense. I want to kind of heinous. Is that what it says? I was way off. If it was Cyrillic, I could read it, but Greek, I can't read. I've never studied Greek, and honestly, I've never really had an interest in studying Greek. I don't even know how to count to 10 in Greek. How to count to 10 in Greek. Let's see what it is. We have ena, dio, tria, tessera, pente, exi, epta, octo, enia, deca. I mean, a lot of it makes sense, right? Like the dio, tria, the pente makes sense. Pentagram, exi, epta, September, epta, sept. That makes sense. Octo, of course, octo makes sense. Enia, deca, the deca makes sense. Deca, 10. I mean, so a lot of it makes sense. I mean, but Greek, Latin, very, very similar languages. I mean, I would imagine they have a lot of the same roots. Yawn, yes. Yawn, yes. Okay, so this scriptable object nonsense. And then we got to figure out how we're going to do with the menus, right? So I was thinking, since we're only ever going to have one menu shown at a time, what we can do is we have the canvas object, right? And that's why you see here I have this thing that says in scene menus. And then under that I have the command menu, which would be used for the green guy. Let's make sure that still works. Actually, let's see. I don't know what state this game is in. Like, it is such a mess right now. I kind of just want to delete all the new code, start with a fresh clone, and just go from there. But I'm going to resist that urge, because that is the urge of a weak man. And weak men, no, strong men, they suppress their urges. Oh, I was going to say, like, why is that starting? Well, like, why is that menu there? But it's there because it's okay, because it was enabled. So I just need to have it disabled by default. So, of course, my wife is behind me tonight again. She is back there. She has her headphones on, so I want to ask her to say hello. And then my Yorkie is in my lap. He's acting very strange. Like, my wife, and like normally when my wife gets home, my Yorkie, my little dog, when my wife gets home from work, I no longer exist as far as my Yorkie is concerned. The only thing that exists is my wife. But then tonight, for whatever reason, she got home and he wants nothing to do with her. I don't know why. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's changed. I don't know if they're fighting or if like they've gotten into some argument. I actually wonder if like his little tummy is not feeling well, which has me a little worried. But, you know, I'm hoping that maybe by the time, maybe by tomorrow, he'll feel better, because he's going somewhere with her tomorrow morning, and I get to stay home alone by myself, which is going to be glorious. No dog, no wife. I mean, I love them both, but I'll get a break, and it's going to be wonderful, and I can't wait for it. Now, here's a curious thing. Why is this... You see this command menu over here? You see how this has a blue box next to it, but this one has a... This is blue, but that box is just like, it's not highlighted. Like, how are these? They're not that different. Wait a minute. Are they? Whoa, wait a minute. Okay, so wait, look, this has prefab command menu. Oh, I see. All right, wait a minute. I have an idea for a scriptable object, but I don't know if it's actually applicable here. It's probably not. It's probably not applicable. This music is terrible. I have to find new music because this is just awful. Yeah, this is bad. I was looking for copyright-free music. Copyright-free music. All right. Let's find something else, because that was just awful. Hip-hop trap instrumental beats. All right, we'll go with that. I mean, the music is actually arbitrary. It doesn't really matter, but that was just terrible what we were listening to. This is okay. I feel like the command menus themselves could be scriptable objects, because now I just feel like everything is a scriptable object. But no. So let me see. So we did create, and we have game, and then we have item. And what we did is we created a rusty knife. The rusty knife holds the Razman Singleton special knife. Let's see. So let's change this. This is going to be... Okay, so let's delete this right here. Delete that. Now, what we'll do is we'll go back. We'll actually delete this as well. Okay, because I kind of want to just start over with the process. That will just help me mentally start over with everything. So we'll go ahead. We have this scriptable object of an item that I've already created. So the item name we're going to create. Whoops. Okay, so I got to rename that. So this will be, we're literally just going to type out what I already had because it'll make me feel better. Rusty knife. I don't know why I typed rusty list. Okay, so up here, item name will be Rusty Knife. I feel like that would be a great name for like a punk band. Hey, yeah, everybody, we're Rusty Knife. How are you doing, Boston? We're Rusty Knife. And then the crowd's like, woo, Rusty Knife. Okay. Damage score. It's not letting me put a float. It's because it's an int. So what happens if I change this? I imagine this will update. Okay. All right. Will it? Will it? Come on. Okay. I guess I got to reselect it. Okay. Now I imagine I can do, yes, now I can enter float values. Okay. Perfect. All right. So that is the scriptable object that is a rusty knife. Now we have the prefab that is the rusty knife prefab. So let's rename this actually to rusty knife, and it should be rusty knife prefab. And we want to attach the item pickable uppableness. Oh, wait a minute. I got to remember how this works because there's some interactable. Okay, this is item interactable. This was the class that we had that inherited it, the interactable interface. And then this itself will have to have a item interact menu. Okay, so this will be... Really? Okay, wait. Wait a minute here. I'm a little confused because what we had here before I changed this, we had command menu as a type. Where's that type coming from? I don't think I can do this. This is going to give me an error. If I do item item interact menu, and then I just call it menu. Yeah, and see how that gives me, or wait, okay. So this makes it red. Okay. So I'm wondering if, no. Where's command menu defined? Oh, command menu is a script. Command menu is a class, actually. Okay. All right. My thinking is foggy because of the scriptable objects. Because I was thinking like, okay, well, remember we were like doing events, like we were using like a Unity event. Okay, so let's try to remember what command menu does. So the command menu is the menu that pops up when you talk to an NPC or like when you do the interact on an NPC. What we need is similar functionality, but different menus to pop up. So when we talk to when we interact with an NPC, that will be one menu. And when we interact with an item, that will be another menu. So we need different menus essentially for each one. Here, what have I done? So I have the buttons and I have the panel. Do I actually I do make reference to the, I do make reference to the panel. Okay, easy. And then what else? We have the crosshair, external widgets. These widgets are disabled. Okay, so this is, I feel like the way that I want to do this is not a good way to do it. But I think It is the way to do it. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with everything in this file. So we're going to have public class we're going to have interact menu. Okay. This is going to come from a mono behavior. Okay. You can see AI is trying to fill in everything. We still want the panel. So now this command menu is actually going to be an interact menu. It's not going to, it's okay. We want the panel to be in the base class. We definitely want that. The buttons, no. Okay. And then this here will also be in the base class, right? So this here. So the crosshair and the help text, because when you interact with an item or another NPC, they will both have, the crosshair will have to disappear and the help text will have to disappear. Okay. Command menu, which I should probably rename. Let's see if I do a... Okay, so that doesn't need to be there. Okay. So literally, command menu is just referenced in one place right now. Friendly NPC. Oh, because a friendly NPC is interactable. Okay. All right. So command menu could actually be called NPC. No. Yeah, because I'm thinking it's going to be called NPC interact menu. Right? NPC interact menu. And then we'll have an item interact menu, which is kind of what I was already getting towards up here. NPC interact menu. This is going to create problems, but that's okay. I'm here to create problems. I'm not here to actually, let's take that back. I'm not here to create problems. I'm here to create solutions. That's why I'm here. Okay. All right. So command menu. We're going to have to rename the file command menu too. It's a terrible name. Okay. So NPC. Okay. So we have the stay and follow button, current NPC. So now here's where we're going to need some like virtual. No. Excuse me. Virtual public void open. And then so let's see what we're doing here. Cursor lock state cursor. Okay, so we need to this. I think what we can do is we can just do this right here. Easy. Okay, because panel is there, crosshair. Okay, perfect. So now we're going to have to call the base class here. So we call base open. Perfect. This is actually not an oh, this is tricky. This is tricky. Where does this get called? So friendly NPC command menu. So what this actually will be, this will actually be public, not item interact menu. It will actually be NPC interact menu. Okay. And then so when it gets the interact command, I got to think about this. I guess it would be okay. Right? I guess that's actually okay. Virtual. The problem is that's not virtual. Like, that's virtual. I guess this is... That feels wrong, but it should work. Because then the item interact menu will probably also need to pass an argument to open. So I guess actually it's okay. Close will be a similar story. We're going to have a close. Public void close. This is now... Okay, public void close. All right, I guess we can close it too. We can call base close. Okay. Start. Now this is getting tricky because I'm trying to decide like what functions should come out of the subclass and go into the base class. Mulan, you are so warm. You want to say hi to everybody? Let me put this a little down. You want to say hi? Hi. Say hi. You want to say hi? Hi. I'm a doggy. I'm a cute little doggy. You feeling okay, boy? I don't know why he's been so clingy. Like I said, when my wife gets home, normally he is just all over her and like she is all that matters. But for whatever reason today, he's just being really clingy with me. Let's see. Do you want to go? You want to go over to mommy? I guess my wife is asleep. All right. So Finance Bro says, "How's it going? What are you naming the game? And is it just a fun project, or do you plan on releasing this sometime?" I think it's a little bit of both. It's a fun project that I hope to release at some point. And actually, I didn't, for whatever reason, I did not put the info. Actually, the info is down in the description of this video if you want to see a link to the code. All right. So I think the reason that you see that brown squiggly, I think that is because it's hiding close, right? This close needs to be virtual. Public virtual. If I do public virtual void, then that... Oh, it's not. So this should need an override, I guess? Yes, okay. See, this is the problem. Like, I feel like... I guess we can actually have this as well. It makes me feel a little bit better putting virtual on the open method as well. Okay, so we have close, then we have start. Now, I guess we can have public virtual void start. And then, yes, okay, because you can see the AI is saying set the panel active to false, which is fine. And then that's all our start method did. This has, I don't know that we need this. We don't need that. So now what we could do is we can come over here and our start. Actually, I don't know if it's, I guess it's private. So we'll just do this, virtual void start. Oh. Wait a minute. Mono behavior has a start method. So this is actually the same start method. Is it fair to put override? Virtual or abstract memories cannot be private. And now it's gonna, bless you, honey. No suitable method found for start. So I guess actually start is not actually implemented in mono behavior. It's just a function that's just called through some reflection. That is my guess. Okay, so public void start. And if I do that, okay, no, that actually works, but Let's make it protected virtual. And then this can be protected override. And then instead of doing panel set active, we're going to call base start. Okay, so that should, and then the start method for the NPC interact menu class sets up the actions, right? Now, in that video we watched last night, there was a nice there was a nice IDE way to do it, but whatever. Okay, and then the update method. I think this update method should go into the base class. So again, it kind of bothers me that I'm guessing update is also called through some reflection method, which leads me to questions of which I am going to ask AI, because I'm thinking, all right, I know what I want to ask AI. Okay, let's go over to the home stuff. Okay. In Unity, how do I want to ask this? If I, what is calling, not voling, calling, what is calling the start and update methods of a mono behavior with a U, because they're animals, derived class? I assume there is some reflection mechanism invoking these methods. Correct? Why are you using light mode like a psycho? Is it for lighting purposes, or do you actually prefer it? I am not a 15-year-old Finnish hacker, and that is the only person allowed to use light mode, is a 15-year-old Finnish hacker. If you're a 15-year-old Finnish hacker, then you can use dark mode. Otherwise, you should be using light mode. I prefer light mode. I hate dark mode. And honestly, I don't like people who like dark mode. That's not true. But I don't like it. I don't like dark mode. No, I've always hated dark mode. White is right. Wait, what? No. White, light mode. Don't cancel me. Please don't cancel me. Okay. Yes, Unity uses a form of reflection to discover start and update. Perfect. Okay. So, if I have a class like public class base mono behavior with a U, and then we'll just do this void start. I am in the base class like this. And then public class, child derived from base, void start. I am in the child. Okay. Which method will get called? Since start in the base is not virtual, I'm confused. Finance Bro says, haha, I'll accept your answer, even though I still think you're a psycho for staring at the sun whilst writing. You know, I've been in light mode for 40 years. I'm not changing. I'm not changing for you. I'm not changing for anybody. Okay, excellent question. And yes, it's a confusing quirk of Unity because Unity's method invocation does not use C# polymorphism rules like you might expect in standard object-oriented programming. That is good to know because I have actually kind of been assuming that polymorphic rules just kind of work. Okay, so let's see. Debug. I am in the base class. Okay. Which start gets called? Only child start will be called. Okay, that makes sense, right? Because if child is calling base, but then start would have to be virtual for that to work. Or would it? In C#? Maybe it doesn't have to in C#. Now remember, I will say to the people who are new, I am a C++ expert, not a C# expert. So this is new to me. Okay, yes, this will allow you to also run the base method. Okay, so that is what I've been doing. Okay, perfect. All right, perfect. So we're good. So basically the topmost or the bottommost class, I mean, some people, like, it all depends like who you ask in terms of like, is it the bottommost or the topmost? It all depends on who you ask. But the derived most, maybe we'll go with that. The derived most class will get their method called, and then you have to. So it actually is kind of polymorphic in that sense. So that makes sense. Okay, now let's see what compilation errors this has caused. Wow, it's caused none. I am skeptical. Okay, the fact that this is command menu, but this should actually say NPC interact menu. Oh. So this is where part... Wait a minute. Can I delete that? So the command menu is a prefab. In-scene menus. Okay, so that's the canvas, and then I have a NPC interact menu, which is a command menu prefab. I don't know if I really want it to be a command menu prefab. I don't know if it makes sense to have it a prefab there. Like, I don't think it does. So it's like I can take an item in the hierarchy and make it a prefab. But how do I take an item that's a prefab and put it in the hierarchy without that item in the hierarchy being linked to the prefab? Do you see what I'm saying? So my option here is I can recreate, like, the command menu is a very small object, right? I can recreate it in the hierarchy. And then it won't be a prefab. It will exist in the hierarchy. Now, again, the way I kind of think about this is, and I know this is not correct, so anybody who is a Unity expert, just don't get your panties in a twist. But the way that I compartmentalize things in my brain is, if it's in the hierarchy, then that's like a stack variable, right? It's like a local variable you've declared in your function, okay? That's how I think about that. If it's a prefab, I kind of think about that as a dynamic, like a heap allocated variable. Again, I know it's not. I can already hear, like, the pedantic people I work with. Well, actually, that's it. Well, actually, you have to do the 0 before the 3 because it's a Sunday and you don't want to. I get it. It's like, I'll never forget this one time. I'm like explaining this thing, and this thing I'm explaining, it had, like, I was explaining the flow of data in our system, and it has like 9-10 different stages. And there's one stage that's kind of this weird loop, right? Because you would think like the data comes in and then it just kind of goes through and then it goes out, right? But there's this one stage where it kind of goes through and it does this little loop and then it goes out, right? And there's technical reasons and there's various reasons for that. But I'm explaining a high level flow of data to a group of engineers. And first of all, I'm explaining the important, because like I said, there's like 9 stages. I was explaining the important ones, like the collect and the process and the write. Like those are the big ones, right? Because you're collecting the data, you're processing the data, and then you're writing the data. But I'm just trying to explain how the flow happens, like from like almost a code level, but not quite a code level, but somewhat of a code level. And this guy, he's just like, well, actually, there's a bunch of other steps. You're forgetting this process and this step. And it's like, yes, I said at the beginning of my explanation that this was not thorough, but that this was the general idea. It's like people, like, I think what happens is a lot of programmers, a lot of us are on the spectrum, myself included. But I think what happens is they lack this ability to simplify things. Like I have noticed this with a lot of programmers, that they are just fucking terrible at explaining things to people who are not programmers. And like these people, they'll get into these these overly technical explanations that I understand because I work on the code base with this person, but they're over here explaining it to like a CTO. And it's like, do you think the fucking CTO who has never worked in C++ understands what like a shared memory region is or what inter-process communication is? Like, no. Like all they understand is how long is this going to take and how much money is it going to cost the company? Like that's all they understand. And you're over here fucking explaining like shared memory regions and IPC across different compute. Like what the fuck are you doing? Just shut up and say, we're going to process the data and we want to change it to process the data in stages and it's going to take 3 months. Just say that. That's all the fucking CTO wants to hear. They don't want to hear, well, actually, we're going to split it up among different processes and then the IPC communication, we're going to have to make sure that we do back propagation, because just shut the fuck up and explain it at a high level. It makes me so angry. Like I am not the smartest guy in the room. I'm not. But I at least have I don't want to say the intelligence, but I at least have the emotional intelligence to tell or to be able to understand what somebody else, like what this, I can look at a person and be like, okay, this person is a CTO or this person is a salesperson. So their level of knowledge is very high, so I'm going to explain this at a very high level. If I'm explaining it to another programmer, well, their level of knowledge is a very low level of knowledge, so I can explain it in more in depth. Oh my God, it makes me angry. Anyway, all right. So just like people, like teachers get insulted because you hear people say things like, well, those who can't do teach, which is true in some cases, but I think there are a lot of people that can't teach. Not everybody that does can teach, because it drives me nuts. All right, let's get back to this. So what I was getting at here is I created this NPC. I created this NPC interact menu object. I'm using air quotes. I created this from a prefab. I don't know that I necessarily want it created from a prefab. I don't know that I need it created from a prefab, because I'm never going to use, like the way I think of a prefab, I think of a prefab as a thing that I am going to use multiple times. And I'm not going to use this interactable menu multiple times. What I can do, this was not created from a prefab. This was created from a copy of the original menu that was not a prefab. So what I can do actually is I can just duplicate this. I can delete this. And if I delete that, then I can actually delete the prefab. And if anybody is a junior programmer and you're listening to this, if you don't already, you should take pride in deleting code. Deleting code is a good thing, assuming your code still works. If it still works and you can delete code and have it still work, that is a good thing. I used to work with this guy, and like if you look in like Git, Git, the Git source control, but Git will tell you like on a user stat, it'll tell you like how many new lines you've written, how many lines you've modified, and how many lines you deleted. And I used to work with a guy where he deleted more lines than he had written, and he took pride in that. He loved it. Oh, you're awake, honey. Okay. You were asleep for a second. My wife's awake. All right. I see some people in the chat room, but you're awfully quiet tonight. Okay. Are you coming back up here? All right. Oh, we might want to let him outside. Oh my God, he is. I don't know what is up with my dog. He is acting like a dog on the spectrum tonight. Okay, so what we're gonna do is where's my mouse? I can't find my mouse. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. So what I can do is I can rename this to NPC Interact Menu Panel, because I like to be explicit. And then we will have the stay and follow button. So we'll rename this to stay, and then we'll just do BTN for button. We'll rename this to follow. I cannot spell. LLOW button. Okay. Now, over here on the right-hand side, I don't think I need to worry about. Did I just delete something? Like, what is the? I don't even remember what the image is. All right, I'm going to pretend. Oh. Oh. Wait. Oh, crap. What did I do? I need to do something. I need to bring back the prefab for a second, because I think I don't know. Okay, where do I target graphic? I need to bring back the prefab. I need to bring the prefab back. Where did it go? Okay, we have, this should be command menu prefab in here, right? Okay, we have the rusty knife prefab, item interact canvas prefab, health bar prefab. Oh, no. It should be a deleted file. I don't see any deleted files though. All right, so this is a interesting dilemma. Huh. I have an idea. Oh, that idea is not going to help me. Okay, let's just look at all the prefabs. How do I do that? I can do it up here. Oh, come on. Okay, what about that prefab? All right, so we have a lot here, but a lot of it is green. Oh, that's interesting. It was probably all in the goddamn game. It was here. This is where it was. This is where it lived. I know exactly what happened. The object lived in the game.unity file. I pulled it out, created a prefab. What that did is that took the code, put it into a .prefab file, and then deleted it from the game.unity file, but I never checked that in. Now, and then I deleted the .prefab file. So now I deleted the .prefab file, but it was still deleted from the game.unity file. So somewhere in here is the command menu. I just don't know where. I mean, I could guess, but I have a feeling. Oh, wait. Okay, so we have canvas renderer. Okay. Okay. I'm kind of thinking it's this big chunk right here. Could it be? Oh, man. I have like foobarred this project up. This is the problem with a project with the technology that you don't know. Oh, are you going downstairs? Oh, it ran out of battery? Okay. Did you want the other ones? All right, my wife is kind of just like chilling out behind me, which I like. I like having her here. All right, so and I've already found out that you cannot like have a different copy of the. Well, I feel weird. You cannot have a different copy of the code that you load up in a different version of a different instance of Unity, and then copy that thing from one instance of Unity into the next. It looks so pretty outside. It's probably really nice. I probably should go in a. I don't want to say the word. I don't know. I should probably go in a WALK though. It's all right though. I'm here with you, fine people. Okay, we're gonna figure this out though. We're gonna figure this out. I'm pretty sure it's not. Well, that's added code. The green means you've added something, so it's not that. The reason I think it's that red chunk at the top. Oh, it could be this. Wait a minute. Object hide. No, it's probably not. Okay, let's look closely at this. Actually, I think you can do this. Let's just go down here. Let's just select. Oh, I guess you can't. I guess you can't do that. Okay. Canvas renderer, tile speed. Okay, let's see. Font material. Text. I was looking for a string, something that says follow. Auto behavior. Font color. The question is am I brave enough to do discard hunk? Like, am I brave enough to discard this entire hunk? Am I? Am I? Am I? I gotta decide. Okay, well, first of all, come on. No. Okay, discard hunk. Fuck it. Let's go for it. If this like screwed everything up, I'm just going to go out and take my dog on a WALK because it looks beautiful outside right now. And it was a beautiful day. Okay. So here's what we got added back. I don't know what this is. Stay. Yeah. Okay. I think we can delete that. I don't know what that is. Okay. Okay. I could do this. Let's try this. Let's just try Control-Z our way back to where we were. And we can't because we reloaded. Mother effer. Okay. All right. All right. Did we make the knife an NPC class instance? No. No. So what I'm trying to do now is actually I'm just trying to get back to the state that I was in. I've kind of screwed things up even further. I have incidentally, so I need to recreate. What I was doing is I was reorganizing the class structure of those overlay menus, and then I kind of screwed it up. And honestly, I'm kind of thinking of nuking this, pulling down the latest master, and starting from there. Let me see if I can do this. First. Before we go that drastic of a route, I feel so bad. I really want to go on a walk. Did he hear me? He didn't hear me. Okay. All right. Matthew says, just tuning in. What's the goal today? Picking up the knife? Yes, that was the goal. But right now, those interact menus, I was trying to create a new one. Or actually, I was trying to refactor the class structure of those menus, and I screwed up the objects inside of the hierarchy. So I'm trying to fix that. Okay. So this should be stay. And this should be follow. Now we set some, okay, here's the interact menu. Okay, so there's the NPC interact menu. This is, okay, script command menu script. Okay, so yes, the command menu script is still valid. That is correct. And then what we have is okay, we need the crosshair text and we need the help text. So, oh fuck, where was that at? Was that in the, oh fuck me. Oh fuck me. HUD canvas, maybe it's here. Okay, though there's the crosshair. Whoa. Okay, so there's the crosshair. All right. But I don't, here, crosshair goes there. But where was the help text? Where was that? I don't remember where it was. Was it? No. I don't remember where it was, boys. I don't remember where it was. Oh, man. Oh. So here's the issue. For the interact menu, this object, I have to populate the crosshair, which is the thing when we play, right? The crosshair is the thing in the middle. I have to, the interact menu script makes that thing disappear, right? Because when you hit the E, that's when the menu comes up. So the crosshair has to disappear. The help text also has to disappear, but I don't remember how or where I displayed the help text. Right? So let's see. So I come here, I press that E. Oh, actually, it doesn't work at all now. Nothing works. Am I getting, yeah, I'm getting a null exception. Menu open. Okay. All right. Okay. So we got to go to this. Okay. So let's stop everything. So let's go to the Sun NPC. And then he should have an interact script or something like that. Ah, here it is. Menu right there. So that is this menu. That goes here. Apparently not. That doesn't go there. Does that go there? No. Does this? It doesn't go there? Seriously? It doesn't go there? NPC interact menu. And this is the NPC interact menu that I want. Oh man, I screwed up. Oh man, I screwed this up royally. All right, here's what we're gonna do, boys. Let's save. We're going scorched earth. Sometimes drastic means call for drastic measures. All right, so we have, okay, I'm in Windows. I keep thinking I'm in Linux. Okay, so let's go over here. All right, so I think some of these we can delete, all right? Like, we don't need all of these. Oh, come on. Come on, Windows. I like the Windows UI. I do. But I do not know what it is, but oh my God, the Windows file system is so fucking slow. It is horribly slow. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna rename this. Oh, something's using it. What's using it? Are you using it? Let me see. Lisa. Hello, Lisa. How are you? I really want to take my dog on a WALK, guys. Are you going to hang out? If I'm gone for like 15, 20 minutes, you guys going to hang out for a while? Let me know. Like, not sure you're going to disappear. Matthew, you're going to disappear. I'm looking outside and I'm seeing like this beautiful sunlight hitting on the trees and it's like fresh and it's cool outside. And like he's been bugging me for WALK for like the past hour, and I'm feeling guilty because he's giving me those little like puppy dog eyes. So I think I'm going to take him on a WALK. If you guys disappear, I understand. If you want to come back in about 20 minutes, I'll be back in about 20 minutes. And what we're going to do is we're going to basically reclone the project and kind of see what state master is in and kind of take it from there. So what I'm going to do. Okay. Matthew says you'll hang around. Awesome. All right. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to do some shameless self-promotion, and I'm going to play one of my travel videos from my travel channel at Addy Goes Places. I'm going to have that playing while I'm gone. Let's see. Let's find a good one. This one was popular. This one was really popular. So I'm going to play that. I'm going to take my dog on a WALK, and I'll be back in about 20 minutes. All right. See you then. June 12th, 2024. I am in Cape Town, South Africa. It is a beautiful day outside. Gorgeous day. I'm going to go get some lunch at a place called Mojo Restaurant, which apparently has like a lot of vendors and different types of places to eat all in one. And we're just going to do a little exploration today. Not a lot right now. I'm going to try and get down to the water. Not quite sure where it's at. I know it's in this direction, but I'm going to walk down there, check out the water, and see what we can see. Big building there. One thing to keep in mind is I drive on the left-hand side of the road here in South Africa, and the cars, the driver's seat is on the other side. So it's the complete opposite of the US. I was thinking I might rent a car while I was here, but then I decided, no, I will not. Here we are at the water. Whoa, yeah, I need to watch that. I think I'll come down to the crosswalk down here and actually be a proper citizen and cross at the crosswalk. All right, we crossed the road successfully. So far, we have survived Cape Town. It's a little warm today. Not super warm, a little warm. I think it's mostly just the energy of the sun. There's my building up there. So you have this one here that says Peninsula. Mine is a little behind it and to the left. I can actually see which apartment I am. My apartment is the second from the top on the corner, the left-hand corner. So I was looking on a map, trying to figure out exactly which direction I'm facing. And my first thought was this is south, but this is actually northeast. But that's only because, you know, I'm on a little inlet or something like that. It's gorgeous. It was actually a little chilly in my apartment last night. I opened up the window and just listened to the sound of the waves. And I was thinking about trying to fall asleep like that, but then decided against it because, well, I didn't want like a seagull accidentally flying into the apartment at 3 in the morning.
So I guess this is the promenade. A few people have told me. I think it's the promenade. I think that's what it's called. But yeah, look at that. Hearts made of stone. I'll tell you, I've got a heart made of stone, broken and corrosive. Got a rescue buoy. Only strong swimmers go in pink buoy. In with a pink buoy. Slowly swim across the current and back to shore. Now, I do not believe this camera is waterproof or water resistant, so I will not be putting the camera in the water, but I will be touching the water, hopefully without dropping the camera in the water. If you watch my videos, when I go to water, I like to touch the water, because then I feel like if I'm at a place that's like by a body of water, I feel like I haven't actually been to the place unless I've touched the water. So that's what we're gonna do. Whoa! I don't have like boots or anything. I've got like really thin shoes. There we go. All right. It's official. I've been to South Africa. All right, I wanna go up here. I wanna get back to the street that I'm on. But the traffic, the thing about having traffic on the other side of the road is there's not only a challenge when you're driving, but you also got to pay more attention when you're actually crossing the street, when you're navigating as a pedestrian. Still got to watch out. Because a lot of times you might be used to crossing the street and looking to the right. Well, now you got to look to the left, or vice versa. It's a challenge. My life is difficult, very difficult. So I've been told that right now there is no load shedding. Load shedding is basically the rolling blackouts that they've been doing, I think, across all of South Africa in order to conserve energy and not overload the infrastructure. But my driver was telling me yesterday that since it's an election year, the elections, I guess, were a couple of weeks ago, but since it is an election year, the government announced that they were going to stop doing the load shedding, at least for the foreseeable future. And that was probably just a coincidence that that was done on an election year. It was not a coincidence. You're not going to get a lot of votes if you can't give the people power. Vote, rise, Muzasi. Interesting. Definitely hear a lot of languages that I don't recognize, which is cool, because I like learning languages. I like being exposed to them, but there's definitely a lot of us. I think there's 11 different official languages here in South Africa, so 11. All right, that is Mojo Market. This is the place that apparently has a lot of different restaurant types, different places to eat. Okay, this is pretty cool. Can I rent a bike? Kunafa House. What is nasi?
Nas means rice.
What is it?
Nas means rice.
Oh, okay.
So it's in Indonesia, egg fried rice.
Got it. Super. Great. I'm gonna look around. Thank you.
All right, take time.
Of course, a burger place. Mojo Bar. This place is big. I want something African. Like, I want something that is local, that you can only get here, or maybe, you know, or that would be the best version. Like, if I was in Thailand, I might get Panang or Mudang or something like that. Here, I don't even know what the equivalent is. The Oyster and Mussel Bar. My buddy David would love that. I hate oysters and I hate mussels. I see Indian food in the distance. Yes, I've come to South Africa to get Indian food. That makes total sense. Vintage India. All right. Oh, that was Mojo Market. I think I'm going to eat in peace without it being recorded, and I'll check back in a little bit. I don't know if you can see it or not, but there's a bunch of paragliders coming down the mountain. Coming down the mountain. Oh, looks like fun. It also looks terrifying. I'm back in the apartment. I think we're gonna go out for another walk. I was a little pressed for time earlier. Okay, let's go outside and see what we can see. I think we're going to walk down this road and go down to the promenade and walk back. I just need to remember what street I'm on. What street am I on? Solomon's. I found out today that marijuana is decriminalized here. There are cannabis shops everywhere selling THC and cookies and gummies and edibles. You can find them. I passed a bunch of shops on the way here, or on the way out to lunch earlier. I did learn today that South Africans call trucks bakkies. Bakkie? A bakkie? 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 A bakkie. And vans, combis. So a truck is not a truck, it's a bakkie. And then a truck is a large truck. I mean, seriously, they're all trucks, but they call them bakkies. There seem to be a good deal of restaurants here in this area. A lot of open air restaurants as well. If you watch this channel, you know that I often make plans and then often don't stick to them. Madoka Barbershop. You can get a cut, shave, and a hairstyle. Oh, cut, shave, and a style. I might have to check that out. Now, I would like to find a McDonald's. And again, I am the worst traveler in the world. So the closest McDonald's is 0.3 miles away. It looks as though if I keep walking, it'll be down here. Okay.
Yeah, I really am the worst traveler in the world. I go all the way to South Africa, and what do? One of the first places I eat at in Cape Town is McDonald's. But I went to Fiji a couple weeks ago. I just got back from Fiji like 2 weeks ago, and you're gonna love this. I get there, so I got there early in the morning. I had a rental car. And I was cranky because the Airbnb I was at was not the how should we put it? It was not of the standard that I would have liked. We'll put it that way. Try to be nice. I mean, it had bugs and dirt and mold. It was bad. It was a bad Airbnb. And but so I was really cranky because the Airbnb I had was bad and I was tired. I hadn't slept very well, and it was like this huge time change. And so where do I go? Because I got to my Airbnb and checked in and everything was done at like 7 a.m. And I'm like, okay, as much as I want to go to sleep, I have traveled enough to know that when I get to a place, I absolutely positively cannot go to sleep. Because if I had gone to sleep at 7 a.m., I would have woken up at 3 p.m. completely wide awake and not been able to get back to sleep, right? So I'm like, okay, I just have to rough it. I just have to rough it and stay up. And like the first day with no sleep, I'm not going to do a lot of exploration because I'm tired and I'm cranky. So I'm like, okay, well, I'm cranky. I need to go to the grocery store, but I'm really hungry. Oh, look, there's a McDonald's right next to a grocery store. So my first meal in Fiji was McDonald's breakfast. And I got to tell you, like, I have eaten at a lot of McDonald's, literally all over the world, but not all McDonald's serve breakfast. Now, I'm trying to I think in in Norway, I don't think they served breakfast, and in Brazil they don't serve breakfast, but in Fiji, McDonald's served breakfast, and it was banging, as the Gen Z kids say today. It was banging. That was a good McDonald's. It was almost as good as the McDonald's breakfast in the U.S. Let me catch up on messages here. Not Sure says, is he taking a break? And Matthew says, yes, back in roughly 15 minutes. Yep. Thank you, guys. Thanks for hanging out. Not Sure says, thank you, Matthew. And Not Sure says, traffic lights are called robots in South Africa. I only know that because of Die Antwoord. I have no idea what Die Antwoord is. And I don't recall the traffic lights being called robots. I mean, I'm not saying you're wrong. I just didn't hear that. I do remember that pickup trucks were called Buckies. I don't know. I remember that. Buckies. America has the worst McDonald's in the world. Disagree. Strong disagree. So if you watch my travel channel, I do a thing like where when I'm in these places, I go to a McDonald's and I will compare it to U.S. McDonald's. U.S. McDonald's for me is the gold standard. One interesting thing, and then we'll get back to the programming, I promise. And it's a Friday night, so we might go a little late tonight. But when you get I'm going to use a double cheeseburger as an example. You get a double cheeseburger here in the United States, and it has this shiny gleam on top of it. It's shiny with grease. And then you take the bun off and you look at the meat, and it's shiny with grease. But in other countries, no. And in Finland, it was the worst. And if my friend Stefan is listening, he's going to hate that. Mr. Clip says hello, said hi. Pre-recorded stream, said hi. No, it's not pre-recorded. I'm just behind in messages. And Dan says Vas Pudradzvia. I don't know what that is. And then Lisa said hi on the mobile stream. But Finland was the worst because the sandwiches were. It was all dry. The meat was dry. The bread, it was just dry. And it's you long for that grease. I don't know why, but you do. You do. And then Venistry says, just have to rough it out. Yeah, you do. I mean, that is the number one way. When you get to a new place, you just have to rough it out. The best was when I went to India last year. Was it last year? Yeah, it was early last year. But when I went to India, I arrived at 1 a.m. after traveling all day long, having not slept. It was perfect. Got there, checked into my hotel, got to my room, took a shower, and then just immediately just crashed out. Woke up at 8 a.m., ready to go, completely adjusted. Mostly completely adjusted. But yeah, you got to rough it out. I guess it was last summer. Yeah, it was last summer. My wife, she was in Thailand for 2 months, a month or 2 months. I don't remember exactly. This caused a fight. She's not listening, so it's okay. But it caused a fight because she got back from Thailand, and for almost a week, she is getting up at 2 a.m. No, she gets home. She's going to bed at 4 p.m. and waking up for the day at 2 a.m. And I'm like, baby, you just have to stay up. And she's like, no, but I'm tired. I'm tired. And I'm like, you just have to stay up. No, but I'm tired. Literally for a week, she is going to bed at 4 p.m. and getting up at 2 a.m. Pissed me off. It caused a big fight. It caused a big fight. And then eventually she was like, okay, you're right. I got to stay up. And she did, because you know what? I'm always right. Okay, I have to figure out what process is... I have to figure out what process is using this. Let's try this again. Let's just try renaming it one more time. I closed the process over on my main screen. Then I think, and I'll start some music, some background music. Shoot. What is using this? My stars and garters. What is using this? Let's pick up the knife. I need to reclone the repo. I want to reclone the repo, but okay. All right. Something is using this, and I don't want to delay the stream anymore. I don't want to delay the stream because we want to pick up the knife. we might be here late, but we want to pick up the knife. So let's pick up the knife. That is the goal. Say it with me. Pick up the knife. Pick up the knife. We're going to pick up the knife tonight. All right. So let's come over here. Well, we'll just clone it into a new let's clone it into a new folder. Oh wait. I think that's wrong. I think you got to do, is it git? Yeah, no. I had it right. Git clone, then the URL, and then we'll just do home new. Okay. Yeah. It's going to take a minute to load this through Unity. So what we're doing is we're starting with a fresh master. We're starting with a brand new fresh master. I think the only thing, what was on the old one? There was something else I had done. Oh, Jesus Christ. I think the last check-in I did was Monday. Are you gonna go to the bedroom, or are you gonna go downstairs? Are you going to sleep? This is what I'm talking about. She goes to bed at and she still goes to bed at like 8 p.m. Then again, we both go to bed at like 9 p.m. All right. Say hi to everybody. All right, she's going to bed. All right. I'm going to make a knife, and then I'm going to pick up a knife, and I'm going to stab some guards, baby. Aren't you proud of me? She said she is. She says she's proud of me. It's a good woman right there. All right. All right, Unity Hub. All right, now it's just the boys. That's right, just us boys. Let's just, let those guts hang out, and we'll talk about poops, because that's what boys do. All right, let's see. Add this right here. All right, we're going to open that up. It's going to take a minute because I've noticed this when I've recloned before that Unity will, there's like first time initialization that it has to do, which makes sense. Yeah, see, it's loading up. I was looking at, I was watching earlier today. I was kind of like goofing off, procrastinating with work. And I was watching videos on Unreal. And I was like, man, because you can actually do C# scripting with Unreal. And part of the reason that I chose Unity is because I wanted to use C#, right? And because I use C++ in my day job, but I wanted to use C# for a fun project. And so I started watching videos on Unreal, and I'm like, man, well, wait a minute. Maybe I could switch engines. Maybe I could do that. I've never noticed that. I've never noticed that. That's weird. You've never noticed that Unity takes longer with a fresh clone? Oh, it definitely does. It definitely does. And if that's what you're assuming, that's what you're talking about. Matthew asks, are you work from home? Yes, I am work from home. I am completely 100% work from home, which is one of the reasons I am able to travel as much as I do, because it's 100%. And I think, if you get a job with a good company, which is one reason I've been with this company for a long time, for me, a good company was a company that doesn't care where you are, as long as you get your shit done. They don't care if you're on the moon. As long as you get your work done on time, then they don't care. All right, see, look at this. It says importing iteration 2. So it's still doing its thing. Are you a game dev for work? Vanistry says, no, I am not. I am not. I am a... So I used to say... What I still like to say is that I used to be a programmer, but now I'm a programmer of programmers. I program programmers. Mostly a C++ developer, but now I'm a chief architect for my company. So hence the I program programmers thing. But my background is mostly on, excuse me, my background's mostly, Jesus Christ. My background's a lot of back-end development, back-end Linux server development. Okay, I don't know. I'm going to assume that this error actually is, oh my stars and garters. Oh, that's right. We're not in it. We gotta load the scene. All right, so open scene, and then where do we go? We want to go scenes, and then we want to go to game. All right, there we are. There we are. Okay, so we had the health button Where? Okay, and we're standing outside next to our green guy, and let's make sure the green guy is following us. And I'm trying to remember. Okay, so the green guy will follow us. That's the little animation that says, I'm following you. And now he's going to follow us. Does this guy yell at us? I don't know if I had checked that in or not.
Freeze! You're under arrest.
Yes, he did you hear him? I don't know if you can hear it. He says, freeze! You're under arrest. And then if I get too far away. Let me see. Oh. Oh. So that's something that, okay. So that is something that I had in the code base that I never checked in. You can see that he kind of gets stuck. Okay, but that's fine. Okay, we need to fix that. I'm sorry. We need to fix that. Okay, so that is going to be here on this NPC patrolman prefab, and that is going to be down here with the entire NPC script. We can do this, and it's going to be with the NPC idle script, which is it's called right here. Okay. Yes, I trust the. Oh my God. Yes, I trust it. Enemy in idle state. This is the one that I need to update. Do I have Beyond Compare? I do not have Beyond Compare installed. I am going to spare you guys fixing that. Okay, I'm going to spare you. We're going to pick up a knife and stab somebody. That is the goal. That is the dream. Pick somebody up and stab them. All right, let's go to the asset store because I think I need to re-import that. Lisa says hi. Not sure says heard it. That's awesome. Yeah, because he said, well, what in the other code base he says freeze, you're under arrest. That's my voice acting. And then if you get too far away from him, he'll say I'll find you because you got away from him because you're too far. Okay, right here, HQ kitchen rusty knife import to project. Perfect. So this is what I remember doing this. Like, I don't think I need the demo file. I guess I need the materials, and I guess I need all this other stuff, but I'm pretty sure I don't need the demo. So let's import that. Okay. And that was, where did it go? Where is it? Is it here? Yes. Okay. And then that's the prefab right there. Okay. All right. Okay. Excuse me. And then we can put this here. Oh, it's really small. I think I had it at 3, no, not 32, 3.5. Okay, it's going to be a really big knife right now, but that's fine. Oh, 3.5. Okay, so I need to recreate, I need to do the command menu stuff. So you're going to hate me, but we're going to have to do the command menu stuff. We heard him when you were close, but not far away. Yeah, the not far away functionality is not working right now. We're going to have to bring that over from the other code base. Apparently I did not check that into master. Where's the knife? Where is it? No, that. Oh, it's like right next to me. And apparently, because oh, there it is. Okay. So there it is. And see, we did have it working so that when you hovered over it, it showed the help text. But there was other stuff we needed to do. Okay. So what we're going to do, what are we going to do? Where is the command menu in this? Okay, let me see. Here? No, that's the health bar. Player, terrain, NPC, HUD canvas? No, that's the crossbar. Okay. and also the help text. That's how we got, okay, friendly NPC menu. There it is right there. And then we have the disabled command menu. So what we're going to do, we're going to be careful about this. Let's look at source tree. I want to bring the source code up. Copy the code for the lamp. No, you can't. The code for the lamp was kind of hard coded. I'm trying it. Not literally. Yes, literally, but what we do is going to be hard coded as well. What I'm trying to get at is the code for the lamp was, think of it as the code for the lamp was brute force, because you can there's lamps inside. With the new people, they can't see them. The lamps inside of the building, you can turn them on and off. But that functionality to turn them on and off, you can think of that as it's hard. It's coded in a way where it's brute forced, right? What we want to do is we want to have a generic way. Remember what we did for the NPCs, where you said that you thought we were over structuring it, but then I was like, no, we're not over structuring it. We're properly structuring it. We're taking improper structure and turning it into proper structure. That's what we're doing with this command menu nonsense. It's improperly structured right now. And what we need to do before we add menus for things like the knives, we have to properly structure it. That's what we have to do. Okay, don't let that freak you out, because that's just a different folder. So let's add a new folder. Easy. Okay, browse. Okay, easy. Okay, home, new, select folder. Okay, and then now this will be this. Oh, Jesus Christ, that terrified me. Okay, so this is the data for the rusty knife. So let's go ahead and add all of that. So no, don't stage all, stage selected. And then, yes, I know it's a big file. That's fine. I have large files. I have large file storage in Git, so that's fine. Okay, so let's upload that. So this is adding the rusty knife asset. Okay, we're gonna be committing like crazy, and then, all right, it's gonna take a minute to upload all of that. Lisa says, "You are such a nerd, and I love that for you." Hey guys, Lisa's single. You should hit on her. She's single and ready to mingle. Actually, she's not single. Lisa's an old friend. I've known Lisa for a long time. Let's get some music going. Let me check. Oh, wow. Let me check my messages here. And I just, okay, let the fun begin. And then what's this? You sleeping? What is this? Okay, sorry. All right, I'm just reading some personal messages on the stream. Let me turn the music down because Not Sure likes to complain about it. Okay, let's stay focused. Okay, I'm going to try and ignore my private messages. Private messages are for private time. This is friend time. Okay. And then the other thing that okay, so what can we do now? Let's name this. So this is the friendly NPC menu, and what we were going to name this was interact menus, interact menus. Okay, I'm definitely old. That is true. Not Sure says we might hit double-digit viewers tonight. Woo! Dude, I'm telling you, like changing the description, changing the description of the stream actually brought more listeners in. It's kind of crazy. All right. Okay. So we want to change that to in this command menu here. Let me look at this. So I want to see, okay, so we have a stay button, a follow button. Okay. It all makes sense now. Kind of. Command menu script. So let me make sure I have things. So I named that command, and then I want to name this to, let's name this friendly NPC interact menu. Friendly NPC interact menu. I know you guys probably hate that name. I do not mind long names. Okay. Now, like this file, like this setting, I don't know what this is. I don't know. Like, brother, like, I don't know what that is. And okay, settings JSON. What changed there? Oh, okay. The solution. Okay. Well, first of all, okay, that's just stupid. Can we just I'm just going to do I really want to check this in? No. Do I really want to check this in? No. I do want to check this in though. Okay. So I want to check Games Unity in. Okay. Renaming things. Okay. Perfect. Easy. All right. We're going to commit that. Check that in. Okay. Now what we want to do is what do we want to do? Before we add the menu to pick up the knife, let's get the class structure of of like what I envision in my head. Let's get that on. I was going to say on paper. Let's get that on code. And if you don't like the light mode, then I'm sorry. Maybe there's a setting in your monitor where you can flip it, right? Like you can oh, if you see a white pixel, make it black. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. Okay, so let's see. We have the command menu. So what we want a new file. I'm not sure where it's going to... Well, let's see. Let's look at scripts. It's probably going to go under UI. And then what we're going to do is we'll call the new file monoscript behavior. We'll call it... interact menu base.cs. Okay. Matthew says, I have Windows Nightlight on. Lovely red tint for the eyes. Oh, beautiful. Beautiful. I think I might be buying a new computer, and then this computer might end up as like... So here's the thing. I was talking to AI today because I kind of want to start another project. I kind of, you know how because I love my wife. I'm just going to preface what I'm about to say with, I love my wife. Okay. I'm going to preface it with that. Let's just remember that when you hear me say what I'm about to say. But projects, they're kind of like women, right? Like a new one is like really exciting and you want to spend all your time on that new project. But then the longer you spend time with it, the more familiar and the more like the excitement of the new project wears off. But you still love that project and you still want to spend time with that project, but then another new project comes along and you're like, ooh. So there's another project that I want to work on, and I kind of wanted to discuss it with you guys, but I had a great, Not Sure says, I had a great idea for a SaaS business, age verification for porn websites. I think that already exists. I'm pretty sure that already exists. There's actually a number of those that exist. So let me explain really quick the idea. We are going to get some work done, but I'm going to spend 5 minutes. I'm going to spend 5 minutes explaining this new project to you guys, and then you can tell me if you think it's worth working on. Because the idea behind this is like, I'm doing the game. Like I would like to make a little extra money. Like I think to myself, like if I could make the game, like it might take me like a year or two to do it. But if I could make the game interesting enough, like I have some interesting ideas about how you can control the NPCs and what you can do. And like using like kind of like very basic, like a visual programming language of the NPCs to control the NPCs. Like you could like imagine you could tell the NPC, like, stay here until the guard enters the room and then run. Or, follow me until I scream go. If you could just do simple commands like, stay here for 5 minutes and then come find me. Certain commands, like a programming command. But that kind of like visual programming language aspect of it, or that like programming language aspect of the gameplay would be part of the strategy in order to beat the game. So that's like an idea. And then I was talking to AI about this, and then I realized, what you could do? You could also just hook it up to a microphone, and so that you could look at the NPC and be like, stay here for 30 seconds and then come to the kitchen. Or, if you could like actually talk, and then AI could take the command, turn it in, like so that's kind of like where my mind is. Like I'm a million miles ahead. So that's where but the point is like, I think that's an interesting mechanic that I don't think really exists in any games right now. And maybe it's novel enough and niche enough where maybe you could make a little money. Well, the other project idea that I think that AI kind of tends to think has a better chance of making a little more money is a file transfer service. So think about a website where, let's say I want to send Not Sure a 500 gigabyte file. Well, obviously I can't send it through Gmail, right? Like that's like 25 meg limit. My options are to sign up for something like Google Drive, but that's a subscription service, right? That's like I have to deal with a subscription. I have to sign up. So what if you had a website where let's say 100 megs, okay, or 100 gigs. Let's keep it relatively small or realistic. So let's say 100 gigs. And what I do is I sign up for this website and I say, okay, and I'm making up numbers. Okay, for $1.99, I get 100 gigs and I can upload 100 gigs worth of data and I can send a link to Not Sure where he can download the data. And after 48 hours, the data is deleted, right? And so you could do things like, okay, so that's 100 gigs. And maybe for 50 cents extra, if you need 200 gigs, you pay 50 cents extra. If you need 72 hours, you pay $1 extra. Like the pricing structure would all have to be figured out. But that's the idea, is like these one-time file transfers. Like you upload the file and then you send the link to somebody, they download the file, and then after X amount of time, the file, the data is actually deleted because you've only paid for it to have it for 48 hours or whatever. But that's a project that would involve like TypeScript. It would involve, you could do it with like TypeScript, like MariaDB, maybe some Python backend stuff. And I'm like, I could probably bang that out in like 3 months. Like probably like 3 to 4 months, I could bang that out. And so like, that's like, I could bang that out, get that up and running. And then I could come back to the game. I'm like, nope, I have to stay focused. And also, honestly, part of the reason that I'm kind of deciding to stay focused on the game is you guys, because I'm building a little crowd. It's a little crowd, but it's still a crowd. So I want to stay focused on the game because I'm enjoying this. I'm enjoying the interaction of it. Okay, I'm going to shut up and we're actually going to program. Okay, interact menu base. I think that's a gay name. I didn't say that. I was going to say I think that's a gay name, but I meant that in a good way, Lisa. Do not cancel me, Lisa. I think that's a stupid name is what I meant to say. Okay. So we want panel. So this is actually going to derive from interactive menu base. And so what we want is we want panel. We want panel over here. And then we want I bang a lot out in 3 months. Lisa says she bangs a lot out in 3 months. I bet you do. I bet you do. You dirty, dirty girl. All right. I gotta watch it, or my wife's gonna hear this and think I'm flirting with you. Okay. Which I would never ever do because I am a taken man. Okay. So the crosshair and the help text goes into the interact menu base. These things stay here. So basically we need to do what I already did in the other code base. But so we're going to get this working with the command menu for the NPCs, and then we'll move over to the knife. Okay, so this is going to be here like this. Easy. Okay, so this is just going to be base open like that. Okay, so this is going to be, we're going to get rid of that. Easy. Lisa, I bang a lot out in 3 months. All right, close. That's pretty funny. That's funny. Okay. So close is essentially going to be this, which is probably what the AI already has, but I'm just going to do it like that. And then we'll do this. Okay, so why was this grayed out? Oh, it's because, yeah. So what we need to do is we need to make this virtual. Ah, shit. Virtual. And then this one's going to be virtual too. Where the hell is Razman? I get offended at Raz. See, this is the problem. It's like I have a couple of regular listeners, and if like one of them's not here, then like I'm pissed that they're not here. Like I take it personally. So I need to build like enough of a following so that like if a couple of you guys aren't here, I don't take it personally. But I'm like my feelings are a little hurt that Razman's not here. Jerk. No, he's not a jerk. I know he's got life. All right, let me see. Override. Okay, so this is the close method. Looks good. Start. So the start will be this. I don't need this right here. And then this will just be base start. You know, I've been friends with Lisa now, I think for Jesus. Since like 2012. Since like 2012, sometime around 2012, I think is like when Lisa and I started talking, and I've never met her. I've never met her in person, never. And I want to, and I hope to, like before one of us dies. It'll probably be me that dies first, since I'm like significantly older than her. Well, actually, I don't know about significantly older, but I am older. So, all right. Let me see. So this would actually be, this is the override. So wait a minute. In C#, if I wanted this to also be virtual, do I have to do protected virtual override void start? Let me see. Oh, wait, but it's red. Marked as override cannot be marked as new or virtual. Oh, so I would do this. But now what is that brown? It hides the inherited member, but that's fine. Like, is that not allowed in C#? So, see, what I'm getting at is, okay, because over on the right-hand side is the base class. Over on the left-hand side is the child class. It inherits the base class. Now, what if I had a child of the child, like a grandchild class? And so I wanted to call the lowest base start, and then I wanted to call the child base start, and then I wanted to call the grandchild start. Like, how would I do that in C#? Like, it seems like you would have to have a virtual and an override. Right? But I get this error. Start, command menu start is marked as, oh, wait, where are they? Is marked as override, cannot be marked as new or virtual. I'm going to have to ask AI about this. How could I override the base classes start method, but also allow this to be overridden by another child class? Let's see what this says. All right, AI's taking a long time here. It's not that hard of a question. Lisa says we were friendly in like 2010, but closer in 2012. That sounds about right. Oh my God, UI is still okay. So protected override void, which is what protected override void, but then all right, I guess I don't like that answer. I don't like that answer. I'm not really keen on that answer. Matthew says, I think you can just do another override without the virtual. You can chain overrides. I guess that makes sense. But then that kind of like negates I guess virtual has to be at the lowest, and then you just have overrides all on top of it. Base class is virtual and then override. So, okay, so then the lowest base class, so in C++, each one would have to be virtual. You would have virtual void start on both of them. And then the third one above the one on the left would be, you would have to have your override. Wait, would you? Would you have to do virtual override? I don't think I think virtual kind of implies override in that sense. But actually, I'm not 100% sure. All right, boys, we're going on a little mission. Wait, what the hell? When did this screen become full screen like that? What the hell is going on? Okay, there it goes. Oh. Why can I not? I'm going to have to close it and reopen it. Okay. I'm trying to talk. I couldn't get the window. Okay. Okay. All right. All right. All right. All right. All right. All right. Sorry, I spilled Arizona green tea on my laptop. So actually, I want to answer that question really quick. So we're going to take a little, again, we can go late tonight. Like, I don't have to work tomorrow, and I'm willing to stay up to like 9:30, boys. Like, we're going to get crazy up in here. So there's a great website. If you're a C++ programmer, you probably know it's called Godbolt. Godbolt Compiler Explorer. So let's check this out. So let's see, int main, and we're just going to do return 0. Okay. And then what we'll do, include, what is it? IO stream. And then we'll do, okay, I got to think in C++ terms, not in, not in C#. Class base. And you're going to have a parenthesis down here. Okay. And syntax is a little different. Public. So I would have void. It would actually be virtual void do something, right? And then this would be, we could do basically output base do something. Okay. Easy. So we can go, okay. Why am I getting, okay, no error there. Okay, perfect. So then we would have class child, which has public inheritance of base. And then we would have public. And then you would also do virtual. But I think you would do override. Well, override actually comes after. And actually, it might not matter. Do something, override. And then the way you would call the base function is you would do base do something. Syntax is slightly different. And then this would be child do something, right? And then actually these should all have inline. We should have this here, and then we should have this here. Okay. Oh, I spelled do something wrong. So we can just fix that. Okay. Let me see if this... Okay, so that compiles. Easy, easy. So now we have class. This is interesting. This is interesting for me. I hope it's interesting for you. Almost 2 a.m. here, says Matthew. Whoops, sorry, dude. Sorry. You couldn't English. It's okay. Oh my God, 9:30, you heathen. I know, right? Like, oh geez. Grandchild inherits from public child. And then we have, and then public. So it would be, I guess it would be virtual. Oh, well, actually, you don't, if this is the last one, like if this is the final, right? Like if this is final. Final means you get a syntax error if you try to derive from grandchild. I think C# has that too, doesn't it? C# has a final keyword, right? So this would be void do something, override, and then here you would have to do child do something. Then you would do, yeah. Grandchild, do something. Okay, so this should compile. And then let's just do grandchild. And then we're just going to call do something. And then we have to add an execution window, which I don't remember how to do. Okay, so this compiles. Of course it does, because I'm a genius. And like, you know, everything I do just automatically works because I'm just that good. Okay, let's put that here. Okay, so yeah. So base do something. Okay, so what I'm curious to know about is I should get an error if I do this. If I get rid of that virtual, I should get an error. No. Oh. I'm surprised Oh. Okay, if I do this, I'll get an error. If I delete that virtual, I should get an error. Yes. So so I guess C++ is actually similar to C# in that way. You only need, I did not know that. You only need the virtual on the basest of the most base class of the basest class. Okay. Oh, that's good to know. Okay. All right. Stay focused. All right. Let's get back on target. All right. We've only got a half hour left. 45 minutes. We'll do 45 minutes. All right. Okay. So we have start over here. Okay. So this was all. Oh, wait. I flipped everything around. Let me do this. Okay. So we have, okay. The command menu is over here. This is. Okay, well, did you see that? My monitor literally just the root. Yeah, you could call it the root, I guess. You could call it the root. That's a fair name. I like my name, the basest, the most basest, the most basest of class. Matthew says it's almost 2 a.m. You must be like 2 a.m. That means you're 6 hours ahead. Oh wait, almost 2 a.m. So it's 1, so 4, 5 hours ahead. So what are you in England? I'm going to say England. Okay. This looks like it... okay, wait. Oh, update. Actually, the update method should just go into the base class in this case. Okay. Let's see if this works. If it doesn't work, I'm screwed. Oh, wait. I'm looking at the wrong thing. Yes. Stay button, follow button, help crosshair text. Okay, that all looks good. Looks good. Easy. Easy. What was that? Did you see that? Oh, I think I accidentally hit the space bar when I started. Okay. Spot on. England, UK. How are things over in England? Like, so I'll get a little political for a minute. I will completely, we are all in an echo chamber to some extent. And I think just some people just don't admit it as much as I will admit. I am in an echo chamber. I try to stay skewed into the middle, but I know that I skew in one direction. I will not say which, but you'll probably be able to figure it out in a minute. So I know that the news that I absorb skews to one direction. And so I see a lot of like criticism about England and like their like the safety in places like London, and also like their like how they're like, you know, like arresting people for making comments on Facebook and stuff. So I see a lot of that, but I try to take it with a grain of salt. And I try to remember that, yes, I am seeing biased news, and I'm in somewhat of an echo chamber, so I try not to take it all to heart. So Matthew, I'm curious as to like somebody who is in England, and I assume you are English. Like, what is your take on that? Like, what is your take? And I watch Matthew's just going to be like, God, just get rid of it. You know what the problem is in England is all the goddamn. And then I don't want to know what he's going to say after that. No, I'm kidding. No, Lisa, do not get offended. I know. Just Lisa, calm down. All right, let me check in what I've done because it's in a good spot. It works. So we have this nice interact menu. We check that in. We'll check that in. And I think not sure is Canadian. I get the strong impression not sure is Canadian. I don't know why, but something in me just doesn't trust them. Okay. Okay, so oh wait, no, you didn't. You're not Canadian. I think you told me. Didn't you tell me you live like near Chicago or something? Maybe I'm making that up. Okay. Refactoring command menu class. Okay. The problem in it is all the goddamn English. Fair. Matthew might agree with you. I don't know. Okay, so we did that. That's good. Okay, now what do we want to do? What we need to do now is we need to create another menu. Okay, we have code checked in, which is great. Let's check. Let's just duplicate that. So that is the friendly NPC menu. The friendly NPC interact menu. So now what we're going to have is we're going to have the item interact menu. Okay. And the buttons, we're going to rename the buttons. Then we're going to have to figure out where the text is because I don't even know where the text is. We're going to have a pick up button, which is just going to be one word, pick up, but the text will be 2 words. And we're going to have, I wanted to have a second button, but I didn't know what. But I'm going to say a kick button. Why do you think I'm going to cancel you? Well, because you're a woman. Why else? And especially because you're a white woman. And oh my God, they are the worst. The worst. Oh, anyway. Okay. I love you, Lisa. Okay. Where is the text? Like, where do I define the text for these? Oh, it's on a text element underneath. Aha. Okay. So we can go down here. Easy, easy. Okay, so that's the text for pick up. Pick up. Matthew says, we've been unlucky with governments, I think. They promise nice things, but end up cutting funding for elderly as example. Cost of living is quite bad, and the general population are quick to anger. Yeah, I can see that. Are you like in a populated area? Or are you like out in the country? You know, I have, if all the traveling I've done, I've never been to England. I have been all over Europe. I've never been to England. That's not true. It's not entirely true. I have been to London Heathrow. I have been to London Heathrow. Take some water. Talking too much. Where the hell's my water? Lisa says rude. See, now she's going to cancel me. She's already writing a letter to my employer to get me fired. Okay, so there's the kick menu. And then, okay, so what's the other thing we need to do? So we have the knife. Now, this is where a prefab for the knife might come in handy. Well, we have that existing prefab, right? This. So wait, how do we want to do this? Okay, first of all, I want to change the file name. That's important. And I know you're going to mock me. You're like, it's not important. It actually is important. Let me check this in. Because I like literally I screwed things up so badly in the last copy. I want to make sure I don't do that again. Okay, so gain unity. What did we do? I've already forgotten what we did. I have no goddamn memory. We added the item interact menu. Add item interact menu. Okay, easy. Okay, check that in. Not sure says I got stuck in London for 3 days. I rode around London in an e-bike. It was fun. I'll tell you, I think you might have missed it. Not sure when I was going on about how terrible San Francisco was. But the one thing I did like about San Francisco was those goddamn electric scooters. Man, those things are fun. Lisa says, haha, I barely have time to read a book, let alone send letters to your boss. Matthew says Manchester, one of the biggest cities. It's probably one of the better ones, actually. Okay. Yeah. I really want to go to, not that it's England, or maybe it's England. I really want to go to Glasgow. So I know Great Britain is the name of the island, but I forget what the distinction between England and UK is. Okay, wait, I think I have it. I know. So, okay, wait. Don't tell me. I'm ignoring Matthew. Okay, Great Britain is the island. England is the country which only encompasses like southern Great Britain, but then you have Scotland and Wales, which are also countries on the island of Great Britain, but Scotland and Wales, like Northern Ireland, are part of the UK. Is that it? Is that how it works? Is that how it works? Let me say that again. Great Britain is the island. England is a country on the island of Great Britain, along with the country of Scotland and the country of Wales. And Scotland, Wales, and England are all part of the UK, including other places like Northern Ireland and some other places. And Matthew says, correct. Yes, because I am a genius. I'm a genius. No, literally, I just learned that like 3 months ago. All these years and I think that's probably maybe I'm just an idiot, but I suspect it's the case for most Americans that like most Americans have no idea what the distinction between Great Britain, England, and the UK is. Like maybe most Americans know that UK is like the collective of all the British territories, but like what's the difference between England and Great Britain? Like I bet you most Americans don't know. I bet you most Americans don't know the difference between England and Great Britain. But me, I know because I care. Okay. I want to find the command menu. The command menu file, and I want to rename it. And I want to check that in before I do anything else. Where did it go? Interactions, command menu. So the command menu is now, what did we say? It was NPC interact menu. Is that what it was? Yes. NPC interact menu. NPC interact menu. Okay. So we renamed that. All right. It's going to take a minute. And then we are going to commit that. Again, we are committing every step because we don't want to fuck up. Did you let him out, honey? Yeah. All right. Okay. Renamed. Oh my God, I can't type. Renamed command menu to something else. All right. Great Britain doesn't include Northern Ireland. UK is the rest of it. Wait, it doesn't? Then what is all that fighting where Northern Ireland, what did Northern Ireland want to be independent of? Like, I thought part of because there was all that violence and shit, and like that's what Northern Ireland was fighting not to be part of the UK, because it wouldn't make sense for Northern Ireland to be part of Great Britain because Great Britain is the name of the island. So was Northern Ireland fighting not to be part of England? Like, I don't understand what because like there was like they wanted independence, but independence from what? I thought they wanted independence from the UK. Like, what? A bunch of English probably get confused as well, to be honest. Oh, okay. Let's ask Grok. Okay. Explain like a 60s hippie. Explain like a 60s hippie with a lisp. What exactly Northern Ireland was fighting for independence from? Keep your response concise, because goddamn, Grok has started writing short novels. Have you noticed that? Man, like Northern Ireland was, fighting to break free from the heavy vibes of British rule, dig? They wanted their own scene, their own groove, separate from the UK's control with all the political, cultural baggage. You feel me? Peace out. Well, okay. I think they don't want to be part of the UK, which covers all places. Southern Ireland is completely separate. Oh, I know that. I think Northern Ireland wants the same. Right. So that's what I said, right? But they wanted it, but do they are they free or are they part of the UK? Like what was with all the fighting? Like, is the fighting over? Or are they still fight? So I went to Belfast. This was 20 years ago. This was actually over 20 years. I'm old, but I spent like 2 months in Ireland in Dublin, and I was there for work, and I had the weekends to kind of do what I wanted, and the company I was working for, they had rented me a car, so I drove up to Belfast one day. And I just remember it was like this was like the early 2000s. So it wasn't too long after all the like terrorist stuff, like after all of that had kind of like stopped. It wasn't too long after it. And it just had a weird vibe. It had a weird vibe. And I remember like every other block, there was some guy preaching about the Bible. Like there was some guy just screaming about the Bible. And like, there were multiple of them, so it was an interesting place. It just had a weird feeling. So I'm a little confused, but that's all right. I'm usually a little confused. Lisa says, "So old." You're not much. What are you now, Lisa? You got to be in your 40s now. Not sure. Programmer, travels the world. I would guess you work for Palantir. I don't know what Palantir is. Okay, explain. Like a Japanese game show host, what the company Palantir does. All right, let's see what Grok says. Konnichiwa. Welcome to Super Data Sparkle Challenge. Let's dive into the wild, wacky world of Palantir technology. Oh my God, it's going on with it. Oh, okay. Imagine a super duper high-tech ninja slicing through mountains of data, zillions of bits and bytes. Palantir is like the ultimate game master, building crazy smart software and helps government. So their platform. Now I kind of okay. Explain in normal English because I don't want to follow that, but be concise. Palantir Technologies develops software for data analysis and integration. Its platform, like Gotham and Foundry, help governments, intelligence agencies, and business process massive data sets. That does sound like a cool place. Let me see. Palantir careers. Let's go. All right, let's do a little job hunting. Why not? We got time. It's only 2:00 in the morning for Matthew. I just want to, okay. Ooh, back-end software engineer, application development. Sounds right up my alley. Let's look at New York. World-changing, blah, 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 blah. What are the requirements? Core responsibilities, architecting. Hey, I happen to be a chief architect. Maintaining high coding standards. Have you watched my stream? Building robust APIs. Easy. Designing efficient data structures. Done. Optimizing. Done. Actively improving, done. I am optimizing so much, I don't even have to read the full sentence. Technologies we use, including Java. All right, so let's get back to the game. All right, where were we? I got completely sidetracked with this shit company hiring shit developers. Actually, so Rust, Python, and Go. Okay, so there can anybody who's watched me for a little while now, can you guess of these 4 technologies, Java, Rust, Python, and Go, can you guess which 2 I am scoffing at? Can you guess? The fact that they're using Kafka is pretty cool, and Elasticsearch. I've never used Spark and I've never used Cassandra, but I know what they are. Docker, I know what Docker is. Kubernetes, it's kind of neat. Industry standard building tools like Gradle and GitHub. Salary, 135 to 200,000. That would be a pay cut. Scoff at Python and Go. You are half correct, not sure. Matthew, Java and Python. You are half correct, Matthew. So between the two of you, you should be able to figure it out. All right. That does sound cool though, but I'm sorry, like 200K for New York City. Like, and 200K is the upper end. So like 135 to 200K, you're actually talking probably about 180K. And that's like for New York City, like that's not a lot. Java and Python. No, Java and Go. Java, I'm scoffing at Java and Go. Java because it's shit. Go, well, I was going to say Go because I found out, you see here, you see how let me see if I can find, look at this if statement, right? You see this if statement? Let me make that a little, whoa, that's big, but okay. That's what she said. But you see this if statement here? You see how this open bracket is on a new line? So I used to say that is a syntax error in Go. However, somebody told me it's actually, you can turn it off. Like, it's only a syntax error by default because that's how Go is configured out of the box. But there's actually a setting you can change such that an open bracket on a new line is not a syntax error. But I say, if a programming language has it set by default that an open bracket on a new line is a syntax error, then that programming language is utter shit. So I have no interest in Go. None. Literally because of that. But I need to be careful because I used to scoff at Python. Like, I used to dismiss Python right out the bat simply because of its white space, of the white space issue. And, but then I started working in Python a little bit. Like, there was some work stuff. We had to do some integration code. And like, so we decided to do it in Python. So I actually started working in Python. And I came to appreciate Python. Python is very good for, like, if you want to prototype something really quickly, it's really good for that. And also, if you're not like super concerned with performance, then Python's a good solution, right? But in my field of work, I'm typically I'm very concerned about performance. So Python is not always feasible, but like for what we were doing, it was like, okay, yeah, it works. Go has cool code repositories built into it. I don't care. Oh, fuck Go. No, it's stupid language. Go to hell. Yeah, you know what? How do I ban some? I'm banning Not Sure just for that message. I'm banning him. Permaban for Not Sure. All right, let's get back to this. God damn it, guys keep distracting me. Okay, so am I caught up? Okay, so this is all good. Okay, so what we're going to do, we have to have the kitchen knife. Okay, here's the kitchen knife. Okay. All right. So I think I need to make, I need to figure something out. Okay. I remember what I did in the other code base. I had an item interactable class, which is what I was going to use as a base class. But then that's when Razman said, you really need to use scriptable objects. And then that derailed us for 2 nights because of this stupid fucking scriptable objects, which I think we will use for items. I think. I am going to try to use it the way I think it should be used in hopes that its use case and its advantages will eventually become apparent to me. Not as in my mom or dad, but as in apparent, as in obvious to me. All right. Okay. So actually, let me load up the other code base, which is here. I don't know. This means I'm gonna actually have to like shut down my computer tonight because I'm not sure what is using this. I'm not sure what's using it. I think you can just add scriptable objects later. Maybe, but it seems like one of those things that like you should probably use them. You should add them as soon as you want, as soon as you can. Interface is perfect for interacting with items. Yeah. Okay. So I already have so Matthew, if you weren't here, I already have this interactable interface, and that's what I have on. So if you look at the friendly NPC class, they implement this interactable interface. So I'm going to have an item. So let's do that. Let's how do we want to do this? Where do we want to do this? Interactions. So we have door interaction, which so these are bad. This is like old stuff, but the NPC interact. What is this? NPC interact menu? Oh. Yeah. Yeah, of course. Oh, the other thing I want to do is I want to do this. So I want to rename it. So let's close this. Close that. All right. I want to rename it. It needs to be named NPC Interact Menu. All right, easy. Oh, shit. Shit. I hate when I do that. Okay. All right. So now I just need to, let's go over here. So this would be NPC Interact Menu. Easy. And then these two, we could just name this menu. Right? And then this should work. And let's run it really quick just to make sure we're still in a runnable state. And then I'm going to run inside and show Matthew that we can turn the all right. Oh, you see down here I got an object reference not set to instance of object. All right. So we got to figure that out really quick. What did I break? I broke okay, so I need to go to the Sun NPC. Okay, I need to do this when I'm not. Okay, so Sun NPC, he should have an interact menu. Wait, is it this? Is it that? Is it this here? Okay. So I have to set the interactive menu on the Sun NPC itself. Okay, that's reasonable. But that actually does feel, you know what, we're going to push forward with it as it is, but that actually feels like that, if Razman was here, I would give him credit because that actually feels like a good use case for a scriptable object because the menu should be a scriptable object because if I want to change the menu, okay, yeah. Okay, I'm just going to shut up. Okay, so does this work now? Follow. Okay, so he's changing state and he's following me, but he can only run so fast, so I'm going to lose him because I'm going to run. And then these should still work. Perfect. And we haven't been in here in ages. Oh! Did you see that? Let's go over here. I got to be quiet. My wife's like, she's like going to sleep. I gotta be conscious that my wife is in bed. Okay. All right, so let's change. Okay, so we have. All right, so we just got rid of the command. Okay, so we need to change. Check that in, check that in, and check that in. It's NPC. Oh my God. NPC interact menu. Oh, Jesus. That's a lowercase I. Oh, God, come here. Oh, God, come here. I got to fix that. Oh, that's such an eyesore. Oh, it's worse than dark mode. Okay. Okay, there we go. Okay, crisis averted. Should pop up down here. Oh, it doesn't. Oh, man. I know. All right, I'm not going to worry about it. Okay. Command menu to new name. Okay. I've seen that bug before with the lamp. Yeah, I'm not sure what that was. That was weird. Okay. So, but we're not going to worry about it right now. What we're going to do instead is we're going to have an interact. We're going to have an item interact class, which actually I'm going to create through here. Wait. Okay. No. I know. Okay, just give me a minute. Just calm down for a minute, okay? Item data. No. We're gonna go to the old code. We're gonna copy it. So we have assets, and then where would it be? Scripts, interactions. I thought I had an item data. Didn't I? Oh, I know what it is. I put it under... I think I put it under scriptable objects. Didn't I have a scriptable object folder? I think to have exterior items. I was trying to make things... organized, but instead I just made them worse. As is often the case. I like snake case. Yeah. What is snake case? Is that where it starts off uppercase and then goes to lowercase? Snake case or kebab case are easy to read. What are the... I honestly don't know like what snake case and kebab case... Like by name, I don't know what those are. Okay, so we had this item data here, which I guess I'll just add. I'm going to go with it. I don't quite agree with it, but I'm going to go with it. Just kind of like gay marriage. Oh, no. It's a joke. Calm down. Lisa, do not cancel me. That was a joke. All right, so let's see. Item data. I don't know if Lisa's still listening. I hope not, because she's going to definitely cancel me if she is. All right, so we have this item data that is a scriptable object that we'll just literally just copy and paste. So, okay. All right. Okay. So what we're going to do is we have this knife prefab, but I don't know if I can modify. Oh, this is so not sure. I do like that sometimes. I guess it depends. It depends on when. So if that is snake, okay, kebab case, no. Kebab case is a hard pass. No. Snake case, yes, I will use that sometimes. Lisa says, I'm not going to cancel you, especially if you pay me. I think you still owe me money, actually. I can't prove it. Like, I couldn't prove it in a court of law, but I still think you owe me money. I think, how about this? How about I get to say, like, 10 more offensive things without you canceling me, and then we're even. How's that? Sound good? No, 15 more offensive things. I don't think you paid me everything, though. I just remember... I'm not saying this as in I want my money. Like, no. I'm not sure that you paid me all of it back. But you know what? If you say you did, you can. If you say you did pay me, then I'm gonna believe you. It's probably my memory. I'm an old man. And aren't you in your 40s? If you're not in your 40s, you're definitely in your mid to late 30s. Okay, item data. So what we need to do is, okay, so first of all, I need to take this pre-created prefab and I need to see if I can modify it. So I would modify it with an item interactable script from the old folder. So let's see, where are we? So we had this, was it item pickup? Yes. So this was a behavior. I guess we can go with that. So we'll call it item pickup. So let's go back to scripts. Let's go back to interactions. So we have item data, and then we'll get this working, and then maybe we'll organize things in folders after it. But we're going to call this item pickup like we called it in the old code base. Okay, item pickup, easy. Lisa says, I'll be 39 in June. I knew you were close to 40. I knew it. I think, let me see something. I want to check my calendar really quick. And I'm going to take my hand off the keyboard in case this is the case, because I want to be able to drag something over and show you. So you said your birthday is in June. I think your birthday is on my calendar. So let me see. June. Here, wait, can I show this? Yep, right here. June 8th. Lisa's birthday. Yep. It had your last name, so I scrolled it off really quick. I don't think you want, or maybe you don't care, but I wasn't going to show your last name. But yeah, is this where you? Let me see. I'm going to send my buddy. I'm going to send one of my buddies a link to this stream. I'm going to tell him, Justin, I'm still streaming, and then put a link. Okay. All right. So we have this item. Did I create it? Did I modify it? You are correct. The point of that is that you are important enough to me that I have your birthday in my calendar. So, and I guarantee you have no idea when my birthday is. And that is because typically men care more than women. It's just how it is. That's just life. And guys, I know that Matthew and Not Sure, you would probably agree with me that like in relationships, it's typically men who are the romantics. And it's typically men who love more or the most. Because love is completely different for men and women. Like if a girl falls in love, like she tells her girlfriends like, I think I'm in love. And the girl's like, oh my God. And they're all happy. And it's like, it's so sweet and romantic. And like, but if a guy loves a woman, he's like, it's like, fuck. I think I love her. Fuck. And the reason you have that reaction is because it's like, fuck. Now I want to take care of her. Now I want to provide for her. Now I want to work more in order to provide for her. Like that's what love is for a man. So it's completely different. Lisa says you mean March 24th. Oh. Okay. I am touched. You know what? I stand corrected. You do know my birthday, or you wait, now I'm scrolling back through my text. You even texted me on my birthday. You know what? I apologize, Lisa. I forgot. Not Sure says I protect. Yeah, that's the thing. It's like when a man falls in love, it's, I don't want to use the word burden, but it's kind of like a burden, right? Because it's like, but it's a burden that you are willingly and wantingly taking on, right? Like you want to take that burden on. So I think of a burden as something that like you don't want, whereas love is kind of like a burden that you do want in a way, right? But that's why you're just like, God, I love this woman. I'm in love with this woman. Okay, well, now I got to get a second job or whatever. So it's very different. And also, I think breakups are harder on men because it's like, well, they're harder on men. I think mostly because women, for 99.9% of men, women have more options than that man, right? Like if you break up with your girl, she can have you replaced literally the next day, right? Like with most girls, regardless of their level of attractiveness, there is at least one or two guys that's orbiting around her waiting to just like swoop in and like be her boyfriend. And so that's why I think breakups are easier or harder on men, because it's more difficult to replace that emptiness that you feel. A woman, no, it's no problem. So, and she can get all the attention she wants, right? Because if she breaks up, she's used to getting a certain amount of attention from her boyfriend. But now if the boyfriend and her are broken up, well, she can just replace that attention from that boyfriend with another guy. Well, a guy can't do that. Like most guys can't do that. Most guys cannot do that. We don't have the kind of options that women do unless you're like one of those top tier dudes, right? Unless you're like either really rich or really hot. And generally, really rich is really what you need to be. I'm with you there, Matthew says. Each breakup, they moved on quickly. I was still damaged for a long time. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Okay, but we're talking about this game. Okay. And work from home, I don't really go and meet people. Yeah, no, neither do I. I mean, when I met my wife, I wasn't work from home when I met my wife, but I met my wife on Tinder. Yeah, like I actually met my wife on Tinder. Okay, so we need to modify. I have a feeling Not Sure is there. Like, goddamn, would you just get to the fucking game? Okay, so the item pickup is going to have this item data. Okay. I don't think we need the prefab. Oh, or do we? Wait, do we? No, we don't. We do need the item data. Let's go knife and red capsule. I know. We'll get there. Oh, shit. It's 9:30. Boys, we're doing this till 10 o'clock tonight. Yeah, 10 o'clock. Going gangster style. 10 o'clock. Can you believe it? Holy shit. We're staying up late. You know, wait. Let me get something. I have these. My wife got me these when she was coming back from somewhere. I think Norway. But anyway, I have these. These are these little, they're not like the small bottles of wine you get on a plane normally, but they're like somewhere between, they're like twice as big as those, but I have two of them. I'm really tempted to just kind of open them and chug them. Well, we'll see. Lisa says part of that is women will have grieved the relationship long before the breakup. Men don't realize how bad it is until after she's gone. This is one thing that women do that drives me fucking nuts. Fucking nuts. They'll do this thing where like, well, it was long over before it was actually over. Like they'll do this thing where they'll start separating mentally beforehand and will not communicate at all to the guy that something is wrong. So the guy, he's just going on because his woman has not communicated to him that something's wrong. And so he's thinking everything's fine and normal. And does she communicate that anything's wrong? No. So he's fucking blindsided when she's like, you know, we need to break up. I've really been thinking about it and we really have just not connected for the past 6 months. And so I think we need to break up. And it's like, why the fuck didn't you tell me anything was wrong? Oh my God. Now I'm getting angry again. Not Sure keeps saying knife. Okay. Focused. Okay. All right. So here is where I'm trying, guys. I'm really, really trying. She has communicated, but he didn't listen. No. I promise you, if a woman said, okay, Not Sure saying knife. Okay. You know what? We'll talk about this on my special relationship stream that I'm going to do every Tuesdays and Thursdays where you come to me for, you know, love advice. And I'll tell you guys how it is. All right, let me see. Okay, knife. Okay, Not Sure. I'm on it, Not Sure. I know Matthew is going to be falling asleep soon. I've got to get this done. Let me check the mobile stream. Is anybody? Okay, nobody's in the mobile stream. They've got one person listening on the mobile stream, but I don't know what they're doing. Okay, knife. Press any key and make the knife disappear. Okay. So here's the trick with the knife. So, okay, I need to take the knife that is on. Let me take that off. So here is my dilemma with the knife. I have this prefab here, but I need to attach things to it. And I don't know if I can just do it here. So let's try this. Let's go. Okay. No. That's not what I want. I want here. We go to properties. Okay, so here is the knife. So if I go to UI, interactions, if I go to item pickup, can I? Oh, I can. Okay. We're getting somewhere. Now, if I go create game item, and then I create a rusty knife. Okay. And then now I modify that. Let me just move that out of the way. So this is going to be rusty knife. Okay. And then it's going to have a damage score of 5. We're going to ignore the icon and the prefab for now. We may end up never using them. Now, this here should be able to go here. Okay, perfect. Item interactable, item pickup. Okay, so now on the prefab, we have, let's go back to the prefab. It's right here. Addy, it's right there. Okay, we have the item pickup script, which implements the interactable interface. It has the item data. So what I'm hoping is when I hover over the knife, I will see press E to pick up rusty knife. Okay. Oh. I heard something behind me. It was my cat. Freaked me out, dude. Okay. So I need to put a knife back on. So let's go over here. Easy. Okay. So, okay, that knife is there. I confirm that it has the item pickup script with the item data. Okay. Let's see if I see the text when I hover over it. My cat is like freaking out. Okay, where's the knife? Where is the knife? Where is it? Okay, it's behind the green guy. It's over here somewhere. Where is it? Oh, there it is. It's really tiny. Okay, I literally might be too far away from it, and it might be too small. So let's make it bigger. Okay, I made it really big. I should not be able to miss it. I had communicated a lot and nothing changed. Now I'm divorced. And then Venistry says, so sick. I don't know what Venistry is talking about. That's a nice looking rusty knife, Not Sure says. Then press L to lick. Press L to lick the rusty knife. You put the knife in the dark patch. Okay, here it is. Let me get a little closer to it. Okay, we're not hovering over it. We're not. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to make the knife really big. Okay, because I want to make sure that it's not a matter of I'm just not like the ray cast. I just want to make sure it's a matter that the ray cast is not like just missing it or something. So I think that's a pretty big knife. I think okay. So it's definitely not working when I hover over it, and I definitely it's not even. Oh, it might be that it. I know what the issue is. So what the issue is that this top level object doesn't have a collider, and I need to put it on the one that has the collider, which is the second one in. Can I just drag this? I can. At least I think that worked. Removed. That seems weird. I'm going to actually just remove it from here, and I'm going to remove it from here, and I'm just going to drag it because I don't like that that's there. Okay, so wait, what? Okay. Oh, I see what the issue is. Okay, so let's do this. Let's delete that. Let's go back to this, and then okay, it's right here. Oh, okay. I need to edit this. I need to get the properties of this. I need to go back to scripts, interactions, and item pickup. I need to put, no. I need to scroll to the bottom. I don't think it actually matters, but it does to me. Oh dear. Why can I not? Okay. Let me collapse everything. Collapse. Okay. Let's try it like this. Okay, perfect. I don't know why it's second from the bottom, but that's fine. And then item data is this. Okay. Now that it's on the prefab, what we can do is we drag the prefab onto the screen, onto the scene. So we drag that here, and then we come over. I don't know. Where's my rusty knife now? It's over there somewhere. What is the coordinates for the green guy? The green guy is at 133, 161. So let's make this position 130, 160. Okay, so the knife is nearby. And then let's make it huge. 50, 50, 50. Oh, it's underground. 1.65. Okay, that's fine. And then let's move it a little farther away. Okay, perfect. Okay. Now, so just to confirm, on the second item in, we have the item pickup script. So now we should see the hover. Let's finger cross. Okay, that's a big knife. Ugh. Up. Yes. 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 Oh, God. Oh, it's better than sex. Not quite, but it's up there. All right, let's check that in. Okay. Well, yeah, let's check that in. I don't want to lose that work. Okay, so we need to check in the prefab because we modified the prefab. We need the game unity, yes, and then we need to check in all those data. So we had the item data pickup, the item data, and the rusty. What is this rusty knife asset? Where did that come in? Oh, that's the. I guess that's the script part of the. Oh, it's the instance of the scriptable object. Okay, that makes sense. Okay. Okay. We can hover over the rusty knife. We did it, boys. LMAO, let's go. Sweet. Yes, sir. It is definitely not up there. It is. You wouldn't get it. You wouldn't understand. Reminds me of Squirrel with a Gun. What is that from? I'm laughing because it's like it's triggering a part of my memory, or like, yeah, that was funny. Like, I remember that it was funny, but I can't remember what it was from. Oh, but I remember it was funny. Where's my water? I had to get my water. All right, so we're picking up the rusty knife. Now, I'm sorry, we're not picking it up. We're simply just hovering over it. Now let's get a menu showing, and then I think we're going to call it a night after we do that. So we have this item interact menu. So okay, so it would probably go here, right? Because this is the interaction. So we would need a serialized field. Item. Ooh. Oh, no. Oh, yes. No. No. Okay. So all we have is the NPC interact menu. We still need to add the item interact menu. Oh, okay. All right. Okay. Just calm down for a minute. Okay. Just calm down. I got this. Just trust me for a minute. All right. So I can go here, and then we're going to have item interact menu.cs. Okay. Now we're going to open that up in our handy dandy source code, and we're going to drag NPC interact menu over here because it's going to be very similar. And we're literally just going to copy all of this. And we're going to paste it here. Easy. Okay. And then we have to have the library here. That's why the button is freaking out. Okay. So this will probably, for now, we're not going to pass any argument to open. I don't know why. Oh, wait. Oh, okay. Have to derive from the correct class. We're not going to set anything yet. So current NPC. So instead of a stay button, we're going to have, I had a kick button. And then I had a pick up button. Okay. And then, okay, so open. Okay, so that should actually be override. right? But it's not virtual. Or is it virtual? Did I make it virtual? Yeah, I made it virtual. Of course I did. I know what I'm doing. This isn't my first rodeo. Of course I made it. Of course. Okay. So let me see. So I want to get rid of this current NPC. Okay, open, and then we'll just replace these handlers right now with kick button and pickup button. All right, and then we're going to... We're not going to have any meat inside of the handlers. The handlers will literally, actually, okay, pickup button clicked and then kick button clicked. That's all we're going to do. We're just going to print some log messages. Okay, so item interact menu. Okay, so we're going to have to drag. Okay. Just, I got this. Okay? Trust me. Okay. So let's go back to the prefab. We got to go to the second item in the prefab, which is this. Oh, no, maybe we don't. What am I missing? What am I forgetting, boys? Oh, I know what I'm forgetting. Should item pickup and item interact menu be the same thing? Let me see. Let me look at this and think for a minute. Oh, I didn't save item pickup. No, they should not be the same thing. But interact. Okay. I got it. I know what I was confused. Okay, so item interact menu is going to be a member variable of item pickup. So this will just be menu, and then we'll do so interact here should be yes, menu open, but it's not going to be open this right now. It's just going to call open with no argument. Okay, let me catch up on messages. Reminds me, okay, it's a game. You literally play a game as a squirrel and you have full-size gun. Yes, that's right, it is. I remember seeing videos. He's using Addy AI to vibe code. There will be no handling of the meat. Look, I got rid of the meat I got rid of the meat of the handling, okay, of the handlers, okay? Just leave the meat alone. Well, we will play with the meat on Monday night. I like how we're using NPC code. I mean, we kind of are. I mean, but you got to understand, it's not that we're using NPC code. It's just that the NPC code and the item code are following the same pattern, but they will be different. You're not sure that you like the fact we're using NPC. And yes, and then so the and then it comes from Jamie Foxx. Now I gotta play the origin of and then. It's all right, I'm going to play the origin of and then we're going to get to this. But I just love the way he says it, though. And then
I was just getting to learn Quentin Tarantino.
I'm turning the volume
so
up for a minute.
He was, again, a tyrant. You know, he was, do not fuck my film up.
Tyrant in the sense that
I'm going to let this play. I'm just going to let this play.
Just the way he wrote it.
But that's what you want.
Do you?
You want a director who, even if you're going off the cliff, you know that you're going off the fucking cliff.
But don't you want the freedom to also kind of add your twist?
Not with him.
No.
The first day of rehearsal, I'm reading my lines like, yeah. And he said, cut. Could I talk to you for a second? Close the door. What the fuck is that? I said, what you mean? I knew I was going to have this problem. Listen, all of this shit, you have to be a fucking slave, okay? He's a slave. He's not cool. He's a fucking slave.
Right.
He doesn't know how to read. You come in with your fucking Louis bag and your fucking Range Rover, and you're fucking Jess, or I'm so fucking, you're not Jim Brown. He's a fucking slave. And then he becomes the hero. But lose that shit. Door swings open, he walks out.
Wow. Would you work
So that's what I'm thinking. Oh, wait. The best part.
with Quentin Tarantino again, or is it just too goddamn?
1,000 times.
Oh, you would.
Yeah, see, he would. So anyway, but yeah, so that's the end then. And Howard Stern is a W show. I used to love Stern. Like I did. Like back in the day, like a Howard Stern, like, and Lisa knows this. Like this is actually kind of how I met Lisa, because Lisa was a big fan of like radio talk show, like Howard Stern type talk radio, right? And so Lisa was on this like internet radio network thing, and then I became a part of the internet radio network thing, and like we kind of met through that. And so anyway, so Howard Stern, I used to love Howard Stern, and now he's like 72 years old. It's like, dude, like no, dude, it's over. This is it. Like boomers need to fucking retire. It's like they don't want to like let go. Like let go. And I know what it is, because my dad, he's a boomer. Is he? He's 75, so that's a boomer, right? I think. My dad's 75 years old, and he still works. Like, he still works. And I remember, like, a few years ago asking him, I'm like, are you going to, like, are you ever going to retire? And he very clearly said no, because that's when people die. And I was like, fair enough. So, that's why the boomers aren't fucking retiring, because they don't want to die. And it's like, dude, time's going to catch up with you regardless. It catches up with all of us eventually. So anyway, Lisa says my dad is 77. Yeah, my dad's 75. And like my dad, honestly, my dad's probably in better shape than I am. My dad is in excellent shape. I need to message him. This is another thing that drives me nuts about my dad. So I was talking to him like last week, and he's like, yeah, no, because we have family in Spain. And like, we have family in Spain and we have family in France. And he's like, yeah, no, I want to go see Manuelito, who's one of my cousins, who's his nephew. He's like, I want to go see Manuelito in France. And I was like, oh, that sounds cool. And he's like, yeah, do you think you could come with me? And I'm like, absolutely. Like, yeah, let's do it. And I told my dad, because my dad has this habit of like wanting to do these trips. He tells me about it, and then he wants me to plan it, even though it was his idea. And so I told him, I said, Dad, I want to go on this trip with you, but I need you. And I told him this very specifically. I need you to pick the dates, and I need you to take the initiative to buy your ticket, and then tell me you've bought your ticket, and then I will buy my ticket and we will go. And he's like, all right, I'll do it. I'll look into it. And then I didn't hear from him for like a day or two. And so I started looking into it, because he got me kind of excited, because it's actually where my cousin lives in France. It's actually right next door to Switzerland. And I've never been to Switzerland. I've been to France, France. But I've never been to Switzerland. So I was like, so I start looking at plane tickets, and I messaged my dad. I'm like, we should get tickets, because it's like $1,200 round trip like right now. Like it's $1,200 is a lot of money, but it's not an insane amount of money, right? So it's like, we should do this. And he's like, yeah, no, that's reasonable. And I'm like, yeah, let me know when you buy tickets. Haven't heard from him. The thing is, here's another weird thing. My mom and I am old. My mom and my dad, they divorced when I was a baby, like years ago. When I was let's just say that the years, they started with 197 back when my parents divorced and I was a baby. And so they divorced. And now, like, my dad remarried. He's been married to my stepmom now for like close to 50 years. And like my mom, she's been remarried a million times, and she's so weird. She keeps remarrying and then changes her last name every time. It's like, dude, are you obsessed with changing your name? Like, what is this? So anyway, but like my mom and my dad, like I am the only child that they have. So they never really, like, I've been an adult for a long time now, and they've never really communicated that much. But it's like constantly my mom is just like, oh, you know, I really want to go to Scotland. Do you think I should go to Iceland? Oh, I really want to go to Turks and Caicos. And it's like, and my dad, he's like, yeah, I really want to go to France. Like, and like my stepmom will not travel with my dad because my stepmom is like deathly afraid of flying. And my mom, her husband passed away last year. So now she's a widow and single. And I'm like, maybe they could, like, you know, I mean, they're both in their 70s, but, you know, whatever. Or, you know, maybe that's the perfect age for them to kind of like reconnect because they're not going to want to have sex. Like, do 70-year-olds have sex? That's gross. But, you know, like, whatever. Like, I don't know. So, anyway. Knife. We want to get the menu. Okay. So what we have done is we have added this interact menu, this item interact menu up here. Okay, easy. And now with the item pickup on the prefab, we have to, and this is a weird thing that this is a weird pattern that I have created. So you see over here in the prefab, I have this knife thing. I'm sorry, I have this menu. That I need to fill in. And so what happened? Where'd it go? Come back. Baby, come back. You can blame it all on me. I was wrong. Oh, okay. All right. I'm getting distracted. Okay. So I need to. Why does it disappear? Here's the thing. So, okay. I'm going to do this. It's not going to be how I want it, but it's going to do this. Lisa says, Addy, I got to go now. Have a great night. Love you. Bye, Lisa. I'm going to send you a link the next time I do a stream. So, and join if you can, but I'm going to start sending you links when I do the stream. All right. So here's the weird thing. The menu is in the hierarchy. And I want to attach it to a prefab. But it looks like Unity is preventing me from doing that, and I get it, right? Because it's like you shouldn't cross the streams. It's kind of like a don't cross the streams kind of thing. So I get it, because it's like the prefabs should only mingle with prefabs. Like they're racist like that. Like prefabs prefer prefabs. Like personally, I think it doesn't matter, but that's how prefabs are. I'm guessing. So what I would ideally, or not ideally, but one way I could do this was to turn the item interact menu into a prefab itself, and then I suspect it would work. But it feels wrong to turn the item interact menu into a prefab. What I am going to do, just for kind of a proof of concept, is I am going to attach the item interact menu not to the prefab, but to the rusty knife in the hierarchy. Vanistry says they're prefabist. They are. They're prefabist, those bastards. Prefab phobic. Okay. So here is this menu, and now I should be able to drag this here. Oh. Really? Oh, it's because the item interact menu. Wait. The item interact menu has the NPC interact. Okay, so I need to delete this. And then I need to take the interactions. I need to find the item pickup. I need to put that. No. Crosshair script. Item interact menu is a class. Where's that file? UI scripts interact menu. Okay, so I need to put that Let me deactivate that instead of removing it. Oh, it's in UI. Okay. Item interact menu. Okay, I need to put that here. Okay. Just calm down. I've got this. Just trust me. Okay. So item interact menu goes here. Crosshair of the player, which is in the, where is that? Is it in HUD? Yes, crosshair goes here. Okay, help text. Where is the help text? Okay, see, this is what screwed me up the last time because I didn't know where the help text was, but now I know where it is. But where was I just a second ago? I was here, right? No. What? Where was I? Oh, Jesus. I was here. Okay, so help text is here. Okay, easy. Kick button. Okay, easy. And then pick up. Easy. Okay, all right. Okay, all right. So we have the item interact menu on the item interact menu. That doesn't make any sense. I completely item pickup. Okay, so now I should be able to drag this. Yes. Okay, perfect. Now we should see a menu. However, we will only see a menu on this instance of a kitchen knife. We will not see it on the prefab. We need to make the interact menu more general. Essentially, yes. We need to make the asset, not the class structure, but the asset. I think we should keep it like this. Oh, no. Okay. So we're not going to be able to pick it up, but we should get a menu. Yes! And look, it says pick up and kick. Yes! Yes! Oh! Oh, I want to kick something. And look. It's even best because, like, if I click a button, it goes away. And then if I hit escape, it goes away. Perfect. Oh, man, we're cooking with grease now, boys. I don't think that's actually what the saying is. All right, let me check this in, and we're going to call it a night because it is 10 o'clock. You guys, I was up an extra hour late. All right, so I have to remember that this is kind of a mess right now because we have not attached the menu to the generic kitchen knife prefab. We have only attached the menu to this one instance of the kitchen knife, but we have proven that we can attach the menu to a kitchen knife. We just haven't attached it to the right kitchen knife asset, and so we need to do that. We need to work on that. So let's go ahead and check this in, and then this in. What is it? We're cooking with fire. Is that what the actual saying is? I was going to say we're cooking with... No. Okay. You two... Stage selected. Okay. The... Show the item interact menu with the rusty knife. All right. But so what I would like eventually, well, first of all, we need to figure out what the proper pattern is for what I want to do. Like, I have a feeling that is going to involve, I honestly have a feeling it's going to involve scriptable objects. I also, it's going to behoove us to have it that we can easily, so this is a generic item interact menu class. Imagine if we needed, like, maybe we needed a specific menu for the knife or for some other item down the line. I think it would be a little cumbersome to add it, which tells me we should figure out how to make it less cumbersome to add another menu. to an item that is an item, right? So like a night, like it would. You know what I'm saying. You get what I'm saying. You get it. It's too late. I got to go to bed. All right, boys. Well, thank you. It's been a fun Friday night. I hope you guys have a great weekend. Be sure to click and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And I will be back on Monday, but I may do some programming over the weekend. If I do, I'll try to tweet about it. Follow me on Twitter at addygoesplaces. I know this is Addy Goes Live, but I'm Addy Goes Places on Twitter and on Instagram. Follow me there. I will post about it if I'm going to go live over the weekend. Otherwise, I'd have a UI interaction manager. Now, that's not a terrible idea. We'll talk about that maybe on Monday. But take care, guys. Have a great weekend. And if I don't see you before Monday, then I'll see you on Monday. All right. Bye.